Hello, humans, and apologies in advance, or I suppose retrospectively, for Blake's stuff up this morning. Blake didn't realise he broke into my house overnight and changed the time to 9 a.m. our time. So apologies for that, and I'll make sure Blake's whipped accordingly.
It was all Blake's fault, was it?
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, that's
he's just
exactly
trying to figure out ways to fire me. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, like, and even the chat amplifies what I was saying. So, yeah. So, but today we've got a special guest all the way from America. So, welcome, Chris. How are you going? Helo's World.
Morning.
Can you hear us, Chris?
Yeah, y'all are echoing, and I don't know how to. I know that they want you with your headphones. Yeah, I can hear you.
It might be because do you have YouTube open as well as StreamYard, or is it just the one you've got open?
Let me see. I've got the StreamYard.
Because if you've got YouTube open, it'll cause an echo. Be a couple of seconds behind.
Let me see.
Or it could be just Granny like ringing in your ears. It could possibly be that.
Could be.
Oh, yeah, echoing. Am I echoing to y'all?
No, you're fine for us. That's why I was thinking you might have a YouTube and StreamYard open at the same time.
I killed whatever else I had off, and y'all aren't echoing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Well, I was about to say I tried killing Granny off, but that didn't work with my echoing. So, but everything's all good from your end now.
Yeah, we're good. Sorry about all the.
No, there's no need to apologise. Yeah, no. Like I was about to say, you've got nothing on our technical difficulties this morning.
Every week.
That's right. That's why you can't, trust an 8-foot handsome octopus to run these things. Like Granny had a live yesterday afternoon, and that went off without a hitch. But yeah, so that. But speaking of which, how are you, Granny? I see
I'm
you
very
trying
well,
to.
thank you. Perhaps I could give you some lessons on how to run a live stream.
Well, that's right. Well, considering that I've actually helped a couple of other YouTubers run live streams, you think I'd know better, wouldn't
you? You would. You honestly would. Yes.
And
I'm actually a bit excited today.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
What about?
So my daughter and my grandson are coming to visit.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. So obviously, if Granny disappears, that's a win for us and a win for Granny. So there we go.
Yeah.
And she hasn't finished talking. Jeez.
They haven't finished talking. And then tomorrow, we're going to Ballarat. I wonder if I know anyone that lives in Ballarat now.
Time to move.
Is that you, Chris? Do you live in Ballarat?
So that's about 2.5 hours away from me, so quite a distance. But yeah, we're going there, and my daughter's got some appointments. So while she's at her appointments, I might be going to meet someone that lives in Ballarat.
Woo!
Very exciting stuff. That's right. And then speaking of which, our probational hanger-oner, I suppose you could say. And how are you today, Blake? It's good to see you've jazzed up the room in the background.
Oh yeah, as you can see, I got the stationery over there, all looking pretty. Yeah, I'm good. Just business as usual. I was all ready to go at 9 o'clock until someone forgot to start the live and made everything all go weird.
I have Instagram messages that say the contrary. You said that you're laying in bed, and so be it if I have to sit there and look at your three chins.
I have those three chins whether I'm laying down or not.
That's why I'm a handsome octopus. I've got like so many chins you can't count. But so I suppose that we've got a bit of an American flavour in today because it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. Is that correct, Chris? Because we're Thursday today, so I'm trying to work out the days. And do you have much planned, or are you just basically?
My mother fixes stuff, so I go over to her house.
Okay.
She lives about a half hour away. So I had a couple relatives come over. It's nothing big, but now Mom always knocks herself out. But fixes a lot of stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
But,
for a minute there, I thought you were going to say like she has a little bit too much to drink and knocks herself out that way.
I was going to say he's talking about his mother, not you, Granny. So calm down. But yeah, no. So do you do the traditional turkey? I suppose our limitations of Thanksgiving is only what we really see on TV, the American shows. But
yeah, for the most part, and that honestly, that's how most people are. It is what you see on TV. It is turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, some kind of beans. Some people do pumpkin pie, cranberry sauce, that type of thing. That's kind of what it is. What they do in the U.S. What you see on TV is is pretty traditionally done.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and I suppose I'm going to probably try and insult as many people with one foul swoop of my tentacle here. Is that, and it kind of freaks me out all the time. Is your sweet potato casserole? Whether you have the marshmallows on it, that just I don't know.
Yeah,
It just doesn't seem right, does it?
I don't eat that stuff. I don't eat that stuff. That
See,
it doesn't do nothing for me either.
Yeah, so I suppose that, not so much myself, but, Mrs. Octopus, she eats sweet potato either as like fries, like, she's cut it into chips or fries, or she'll actually boil it like just a potato.
Yep.
So that's how we actually normally eat our sweet potato over here. So it kind of freaks us out a little bit when you see it, like, I suppose, as a dessert.
Yeah, like a cheeseburger and some what y'all call chips, sweet potato chips. I can do that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, because like I said, it's normally
Make me hungry.
Oh, that's enough out of you.
All right.
He's on probation. He's got to behave himself.
Yeah, I actually thought so. My great grandfather came from New York, and he was a sailor on a ship, and he jumped ship here back in the day in the 1860s because there was a gold rush here. So he jumped ship and he never left. So I was actually thinking now, seeing as my ancestors were American, that maybe next year I actually should have Thanksgiving because, like, that's okay. I'm half American.
Well, I actually think the opposite. I think you should go back. Hey, Chris, take it back.
we welcome anyone here. Hey, that's okay.
Well, don't say that too long, mate. You'll regret that. So what we'll do now is we'll say a quick hello to the chat because I'm normally about 45 minutes behind everyone. The only person I found worse than me is Josh Goltz. So
poor Josh.
Morning, Liz. Morning, all. I was here an hour ago, although I did find it a bit odd. YouTube telling me it was early, and that's Blake. Like we said, we've already assessed that. So look, So
Sure.
If you haven't already, slither over to our video that we released on Tuesday because you can, choose Blake's fate. So you can either, have him on as a regular, I suppose a full-time regular, or or I can, give him a pair of concrete boots and send him to the bottom of the ocean. So
it's going to take a lot of no votes to outweigh what's been yes judgment.
Like I said, mate, it's every
agree.
10. You have to have every 100 yes votes equals 1 no vote. So all we need is one person. I wonder who that could be.
Yeah. I don't think your vote counts, Octo. Somehow.
I don't know. Okay, fine. I got evicted. Oh, sorry. So I was getting too excited. I was getting too excited with Blake here. I was getting too excited with Blake. I got excited when I saw it was going to be started at 9 because I thought we'll get an extra hour. Well, unfortunately not. Like I said, Blake's the one to blame. So, chase him with the stick if you want to. Isn't that generous? Yeah, that's correct. Well, although I did sign up to your channel membership yesterday, Blake. I expect a shout out.
I forgot I had it.
Every video.
Congrats! You get a nice little emoji of a shirt.
So we were just talking about resellers selling out and scams and all that the other day, Granny. So
I think I set that up when I first got monetized, and I just completely forgot about it.
Like I know we're going to probably piss people off again. We don't care about channel memberships. We don't care about that. Just don't do dodgy Facebook, Discord groups that don't give you any value. If you pay for stuff that you're providing value, good. We got no problem. It's just don't scam people. That's all we care about.
Talking of Discord groups,
Granny's here to scam you with hers.
I've basically got the book club Discord group all organized and ready to go. I just need a couple of people to sort of look it over and test it for me. So I'm going to ask a few select people to go in and check it out. And I'll be able to put it live and everybody will be able to join. And it'll be free. Yay.
Couldn't think of anything worse. But I'll have a check of it, Granny. I somewhat like you enough to have a look in there. But,
it's going to be free for a month or two, and then it's going to be $29 a month.
What about you, Chris? Do you use Discord, or you prefer like the traditional methods of pen and paper or stone? I don't know.
No, I don't do much with Discord. I have enough going on as it is without dealing much with Discord services.
Yeah. So what this is essentially, I got asked a while ago to see if I could organize like a book group. for Australian resellers to sort of so we can talk about the types of books to sell. And, you know, like I get a lot of old unusual books and people seem to like talking about those. So, yeah, that sort of thing, like different sorts of books and stuff. So, but I wanted to do it in like a weekly video call format. And so I had to try and find a way of doing that. And Discord's sort of the only way I can do it with a larger number of people, but at no cost. So that's why I set that up.
You know, it's good. Like,
Pretty basic.
She has been speaking about it for a long time, so it's not as if it's taking the piss out of someone else.
Yeah, no.
Good morning, Bax. How you going, mate?
Rob,
Bax. Yeah. Well, the orderlies did zap Granny awake this morning. Yeah, that's why her hair's a little bit frizzy. Good morning, Sydney. It's good to see you again.
Morning, Cindy.
Brad, dropping in to
Hi,
say hello. I got a ton of posts, so I can't stay too long. That's what
Always
you need to do it the night before.
A ton of post.
Chain someone to their desk, Brad. Maybe Cara, and then she can do the post overnight. Morning, Wendy.
Wendy. Hi, Sue.
That's one for you.
That's Sue's news.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I was about to say, I couldn't work out if there was two S's in the middle. And I'm pretty sure I say every week, but these eyes are painted on, so they're not very helpful. Okay, fine. I figured out being productive before it starts. I might be productive through the whole thing. Well, there you go. Well, there we go. We might get the accountability live over the line after all.
Yeah.
Can't hang around. Got to go back to work at the Discord. I'm trying to get my money's worth. Yeah, so Uncle Wayno's got his own movie channel Discord, so he's probably charging through the nose for that. Morning, Brad and Jazz. Yeah, I don't like Blake either. Yeah,
Don't be mean.
There's a bit of miscommunication with that. So yeah,
it's been flogged like a horse. Yeah,
I was about to say someone might have been the culprit for that miscommunication.
Dirty snitch.
So Wayno's happy. You made coleslaw. There you go. Oh, is it coleslaw? Is it coleslaw or is it coal?
No, it's cold slaw.
Like the way that she spelt it.
Yeah.
Always confused with the cold sore.
Well, but it's one word.
I always thought it was coal as in COLE slaw. There you go. I learned something new. You'll have to come on more often, Chris, because I learn new things every day when you're on.
Well, let me just check.
It is. Octo's right. It's COLESLAW, all in one word.
Oh,
all right, Chris.
Yeah, well, I see it there. It is.
All right, Chris. Well, I'm not having a go. It's just like I said, I've never seen it spelt out. I don't eat the stuff. I prefer seaweed and humans post eating coleslaw. Good morning, Ken. Good evening, Ken. Whatever time it is over you. I have to send the white van around to come pick you up soon, so I suggest you look over your shoulder.
So, just for everyone's information, coleslaw actually originated in the Netherlands.
There
you go. There's a lot of information that, our watch count just dropped to 3 people, Granny. Thanks for that. You just bored them to death.
Who stores that information in their brain?
Yeah. No offense to the sweet potato loving Americans and whoever else eats it. I agree with Wayno.
Oh, no, it's all right. Depends how you cook it. I don't mind it roasted.
Yeah, like I said, it's just, I don't know. I tried it once and I never had it again. Told Hollywood is calling, Granny. Yeah, well, fingers crossed that she does get taken by Hollywood.
Yeah.
Delaney, good morning from Bakery Hill.
Wow.
Do you know where Bakery Hill is, Chris?
Right?
We've got a Bakery Hill. It's a suburb of Ballarat.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm wondering. Is that are you in Ballarat, Delaney, or are you from somewhere another Bakery Hill?
I doubt
it.
I know of.
Do you have a Bakery Hill over there, Chris?
Not that I'm aware of.
There we go. We'll say it's Ballarat then. So welcome from Ballarat. If Blake doesn't work out about Granny's head, Max. Yeah, that's right. Well, Max is losing a bit of his hair, so maybe Chris Blake might be a bit of a up one.
It could fill in.
Raucous Red. Yeah, well, that's right. Well, like I said, that I need new baby hands. So made it to alive. Good morning.
Good morning, Raucous Red. Good morning, Ken.
Super chat on the podcast. You're welcome. Don't tell people, they'll expect it from me when I jump into their chats.
So, Delaney, Discord's basically just to make a group, like kind of like a Facebook group, if you like, but it's a little bit easier to use. Plus, you can do like, I guess, like Zoom calls is kind of like what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll all work it out because, I don't really know much about it either, but I've set one up.
Being asked by the multiple voices in your head is not the same. Well, yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens in 9 brains. You have 9 voices going at you.
Yeah.
So. Hi, Jen. How are you going?
Good morning, Jen.
The IRS dropped the
Hello.
law that was going to take effect, so now we have to report our eBay earnings at $600. It's back to 20,000. Yeah, I did see.
Oh, really?
Josh
Yeah.
Galt was speaking about this a little bit, and Rockstar Flipper just released a video regarding it. So you still, as far as I'm aware, Chris, and you'll probably be the subject matter expert, way above me on this. You still need to report your taxes, though, don't you? You don't.
Yeah, you
That's just
report a little bit of everything, but to honestly go at $600, you can just say it's your own stuff, and you can say I paid $50 for it and I sold it on eBay for $15.99 plus shipping. And there's nothing that really. What are they going to do? They can't come out. They're not going to come after you for that. And even at 20 grand, okay. So say the tax rate is, even if you hit top tier tax rate, like 30%, you're looking at $6 grand. Well, then you're writing off your, because I did the calculations on this earlier, but like you're writing off your mileage, you're writing off your internet service.
Yeah.
I write off my phone. I mean,
I think you might have to write off a better internet service, mate.
Yeah, probably a better internet service. But at the time you do all your write-offs, even at 20 grand, you're actually most time doing a loss. It's when you get up to say 40, 50. I think mine was technically, I paid taxes on like a couple grand last year, and I sold $45,000 in sales. By the time you write off everything, and then like I go on a couple sourcing trips every year, which is, like, I don't know, 300 or 400 miles, stay at a hotel for a night. And
so you have a holiday, in other words.
Yeah. And I went and seen a concert about three hours away from me. So I hit a couple shops on the way down and a couple shops on the way back thrifting, and then I can write all that off.
Yeah.
I can't write the concert off, but I can write everything else. I can write the hotel room, the mileage, all that.
I can write Blake off tomorrow as a tax write-off.
We'll write both of yourselves off. But I suppose with the concert, though, if you bought a concert shirt at the concert, could you technically write it off then to resell?
Well, I guess if I sold it,
that would make it a sourcing thing, so you could write the concert off. Yeah.
I don't.
These 9 braids are going to put you in jail yet, Chris.
So, now I know, because you bought T-shirts at the Kiss concert, didn't you, Octo? So
well, the tickets were free for me. Yeah.
They were too.
Well, that's right. Us demons hang out together. So, Gene Simmons came through with the free tickets.
And also, I work a regular job, and I don't mean that in a negative type format.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm usually just listening to y'all. But they get plenty of taxes through my job, so they're not too worried about the reselling taxes. So I think more full-time resellers in our the United States have to worry more about that than somebody like myself.
Yeah.
Hi, unwanted but needed.
It's good to see your lunchtime. At what time is it? 10 o'clock.
Yeah, well,
it's more respectful this time.
Yeah, when you start early, you've got to have lunch early.
That's right. Sorry, I missed last week. I think we missed last week as well. Were we here last week?
Yes, we were here last week.
Yeah, so I don't know. Before we bore everyone to death, and I'll catch up on the comments, is that Granny and I normally record the podcast straight after this. We have like probably half an hour break just to powder Granny's nose and to shed the tentacles and all these different things. Granny fell asleep on me last week. we had to reshoot it on Monday. That's why we had to bring Blake in as a fill-in so she fall asleep.
Well, I did wake up at 4:30, and so my problem was I woke up, which sometimes happens during the night, and then I'll put something on the TV with a voice talking at me in a nice soothing voice, and then that'll put me back to sleep, right? And so I did that, but when I turned the TV on, I put on YouTube to find someone that was talking. Josh Galt was there, and I got so excited that I stayed up and joined in the live chat. And but so by then, after doing the live stream this morning, in the morning. By the time it got to the afternoon, I was just buggered. Like, because you do expend a lot of energy when you're doing a live. Like you're putting, you sort of got yourself up and out there and excited, and So yeah, by then I was nodding off a little bit, maybe.
I might release the uncut version of where I'm screaming at her every 3.5 minutes to wake up.
No. Let me do that. I'm gonna do something with it.
Well, yes, but yeah. So we're probably going to move it to another day now, just because it becomes very taxing, doesn't it, Granny?
It does, yeah. And look, you have to admit that when we do record it on a different day, it's much better because we're a lot fresher, aren't we?
Oh, well, that's debatable. Well, I think this episode that we just released last couple of days ago, it's doing quite well. So I think a lot of people secretly want to vote Blake off, and that's why a lot of people are coming to the video.
Everyone's just being shy.
Yeah.
They'll all flood in. They'll all flood in next Monday, mate. Wait, mark my words. Look forward to the induction. Yeah, well, I'll reach out to you either after this or later in the day or tomorrow. Ken, and we'll organise it. Bakery Hill
in Ballarat. Yeah.
There you go. Small world.
Yeah.
I thought we had another friend for Chris, but no, unfortunately not for you this time, Chris. So tell a bit the people that don't know where you're from, Chris. I know you're from Virginia. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm from Virginia, which is the East Coast part of the United States. Actually, kind of right in the middle of the East Coast is Virginia, because you got you start off with Maine up top and then Florida at the bottom, but Virginia's kind of in the middle of the East Coast, and it's a really long type state. And I'm actually toward the west end of Virginia. We had a tragedy happen here a few years ago. Virginia Tech, we had a tragedy happen, and so we're about 10 minutes from. I'm about 10 minutes from there. I live in Christiansburg, Virginia. So I hope that.
Okay, yeah, I can actually picture that on the map. When you describe it like that, that makes it much better.
I have no idea. I would have just assumed it was next to California, like everything else is.
I'm a long ways away from California. I've been there a couple of times, but I'm a long ways away.
Okay. But no, like I said numerous times, I failed geography numerous times at the Octo school. So that's good. And Virginia's green. Is it mostly through the year? Is it or?
Well, no, we have all 4 seasons here. And it was cold here today. I know y'all measure stuff in Celsius. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. We were about 42 Fahrenheit. So I guess just 5 degrees Celsius somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that's chilly.
Conversion.
Jeez.
So
does it snow there, or you don't have snow?
Yeah, we get some snow here. It's not amazing amounts, but we get some snow. But then we also get what would probably be 35 degrees Fahrenheit. 35 degrees Celsius in y'all's terms. During the summer. So we
that's not hot.
Well, whatever
that's
9 degrees, whatever
this
9
is hot.
Fahrenheit, whatever 9 degrees Fahrenheit is, that's about what it gets here during the summer. So we experience all 4 seasons here. Which that doesn't happen everywhere in the United States.
No, where I am in the Bermuda Triangle, we normally get 3 seasons a year. We get a long winter because we're pretty much in the cesspit of Australia. But we also get like a really heavy autumn, but a little bit of a summer. So there's no spring. It just pretty much rolls straight from winter into springs. It rolls into summer. So we normally get to about 42 degrees. So we're at Celsius in our summer. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
About 110.
Yeah.
It was pretty toxic when I was a baker because there wasn't proper ventilation in there. So there's a couple of days when I was standing right in front of a 256 degree oven and the room was 49 degrees Celsius. So I don't know what that was.
I know they've changed it now because they have air conditioners in the schoolrooms, but they didn't when I was a kid, of course. And so whenever if it got over 100 in the old thing, which is about 40, then we got to go home from school. Hi, Wayno.
Wayno just jumped in to say that he doesn't like Blake.
I don't like him.
I was going to say, I'd say hi, but you don't like me, so.
That was so funny. I can guarantee you, Blake, if I didn't like you, you'd know about it.
I know. Yeah.
Well, that's when
all we
Uncle Wayno disappears a couple of hours a day in our group chat, mate, and he goes to the post office to drop off all his hate mail. So he's posting out to people.
I made a passing comment that's been taken so out of context.
Well, this is why you don't tell Granny anything.
Hey, that's enough. It wasn't anything to do with me whatsoever.
Liz,
Octo said something about it. I'm like, Blake's one of the ones I actually like.
One of the very few.
You should have kept it going, mate. What about you, Chris? Do you like Blake? He's a hard to like person. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, we'll take the shrug as a no. So there you go, Blake.
Yeah.
That's a no vote. So
I didn't know you were voting whether or not I just thought Blake was already a part of this podcast.
They're trying to get rid of me.
no, like I said, Wayno, he's a serial stalker, so we're just trying to legitimize it.
Yeah. We're putting him on the pay. We're putting him on the payroll.
Yeah. We're hoping Granny's free Discord comes through with the cash.
Yeah.
Pop culture commerce. Oyster dressing is the best for Thanksgiving. Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
I've never tried that. We'll give Wayno the yay and nay for any food suggestions. What do you think of oyster dressing, Wayno?
Oh, can I swear on this channel? I never know.
well, that's your answer right there.
Sweet potato. What is wrong with you people? That shit is disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know, it must, unless it's got a different variant over there. I suppose you wouldn't know, Chris, but what kind of taste does it have? Is it sweet or
What stuffing?
the sweet potato?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I don't do much on the sweet potato, like casserole type stuff. Like I said, the only thing I do is the chips. That's about all I do.
Because I kind of think to myself, maybe it's like a different variety or a different variation to what we have in Australia. Because it's not.
It's very on the sweet side, but like not a good sweet. Because I eat way too many sweets as it is, and I don't like it. It's different.
I just can't imagine ever eating pumpkin pie as a dessert. Like honestly.
Well, I'll actually give you that, Chris. That is delicious. That stuff. I don't like pumpkin, but I'll eat pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Well, the U.S. tradition is to put more Cool Whip on it than pumpkin itself, pumpkin pie.
That's why I like it.
That's why most people like it. Is it sets off the Cool Whip,
So. With pumpkin, when I was a kid, I hated pumpkin. Mum cooked it every night. Hated it. Couldn't stand it. The stringy bits, I didn't like the texture. Made me gag. Loved mashed potatoes, absolutely loved them, smothered them in tomato sauce. Now, complete opposite. Hate mashed potato, love pumpkin.
Yeah. When I was in kindergarten, it's what they used to serve for lunch every day. It was like mashed up pumpkin. And I
was that 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I cracked the shits because I was just like when I was a kid, I would like scream and cry. I'm like, I don't want the pumpkin. And now I love it. It's great.
No, I can't stand it. Yeah, I only eat it on. Yeah, having said that, the Costco makes a decent size. Yeah, pumpkin pie. I'm pretty sure you have it over there as well, Chris. But I'm not even sure if it's made with real pumpkin, but it's decent. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like how you work for your tax, Chris.
Winky face. Yeah.
Running late, Judda's running late.
Hi, Judda.
Morning, John.
Morning, John.
Has anyone got any goals for eBay for 2024?
I think that's meant to be yet on the end.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Granny. Well, I'll let you start first, and I'll move to Blake.
Oh, haven't really thought about it much, but I'm going to say my biggest goal is probably going to be I want to keep going the way I'm going, which is every month I want to have done better than I did the month before. So I don't put a dollar figure on my goals. I don't say I'm going to make $10,000 this month profit or anything like that. I say, with whatever my figures finish up at the end of this month, I want to have done better with the profit I make the following month. And it's all, just about the profit.
Yeah, that's good. What about you, Blake?
Yeah, just keep on growing, keep selling more stuff. yeah, we're buying a house at the start of next year, hopefully. So that's part of a goal, not to do with eBay. But apart from that, yeah, eBay wise and stuff, just keep growing and keep making more money, and yeah, just slowly plod along. Pretty much. It's,
and I want to get to 1,000 YouTube subs before Octo. That's my other goal.
Well, as I say, that wouldn't be hard.
Hey, Octo,
you just have to buy some more.
I was very disappointed with my little buddy Ashton Shorts last night in Chris Furlong's final little chat for 2023, because he said he's been using his maths, he's 10, and he said, according to his calculations, with the amount of subs we're each getting increasing, you're going to get to 1,000 before I do.
Well, that's understandable. Yeah, you might as well suck up to the aspiring world domination person or octopus. What about you, Chris? Do you have any aspirations for next year? You going to quit your job and go full time, a la Commonwealth picker?
No, not yet. The funny thing you say about Kevin's also in Virginia, and Kevin's an hour and a half east of me. Kevin's actually the only other. He's the closest YouTuber I know to me. But no, I've been at my job a little bit over 26 years. So we have a 30 and out program. So that once I hit the 30-year mark, I probably will go full time. But no, in the meantime, what I want to do kind of like next year, I want to start more listings on Macari. Do the cross posting. I'm not the type that just cross posts like crazy everywhere. That to me is not a good system. That's my opinion. But I'm gonna cross post more to Macari. And of course grow my channel as best as I can.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Well, I have noticed you because you had a video that went viral. Well, viral for us.
Yeah, what we consider viral. Yeah.
Yeah, so that went pretty well. What was it up to now, Chris?
It's about 11,000 views.
Wow,
yeah,
that's great.
I tried to talk you up, Chris, but you didn't take it. I was going to say 25,000.
Right. Yeah, 25, 50,000.
50,000. That's right. You get your $16 paycheck after that. But no, I quite enjoy your content. And yeah, and Granny will put your channel in the chat like she already has, because she's quite on top of these things.
Yes.
But because you normally release a video. Is it Monday night your time or Monday, Tuesday morning?
It's Sunday night my time. Y'all probably get it Monday morning, but I do it Sunday night. And what I do, we have our type of football, American football game, and I do it during halftime of that. So that's kind of what.
Yeah, okay. Because I normally get the notification on a Tuesday afternoon, so that's probably Monday night your time.
Okay.
So I don't know what YouTube's playing the game, because I've got the little bell turned on to make sure get your videos, but it's normally a day behind. What about you, Wayno? I probably already know what your career aspirations for next year are, but
I got all sorts of shit going on. I don't know. I keep swearing. Sorry, I can't help it.
He's got Tourette's. Don't hold it against us.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
I actually am holding back because I'm way worse. I'll give you a scoop for your channel. Not that anyone will actually care about the scoop. I'm getting kicked out of my house.
Shit.
So yeah, the owners are moving back in. So it's going to be a nightmare. So I'm trying to get rid of as much of my crap as I can.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'll give you another scoop that no one will actually care about. I don't think he will mind if I tell people. Chris Furlong came here on the weekend and bought a heap of my stuff.
All right, yep.
All the statues and all the pops and the amiibos that I had in that gaming deal, and some other consoles and stuff. Yeah, he bought it all off me, so I already got rid of it.
Well, that's good. So, that's where did he take your cousin as well? Is that where he's gone? I haven't seen him walking around for a while.
Sorry?
Did he take your cousin as well? I haven't seen him walking around for a while.
He did it. He met him. He's I don't know where he's going. He's going moving with his missus. So, but yeah. So things. I don't know. My next year is going to be heaps different because I'm getting rid of as much stuff as I can. So
Q4 is the time to do it, mate.
Yeah, I think in a way it's a blessing because it's just forcing me to get rid of the stuff.
Yeah, well, I guess it forces it, doesn't it? And yeah.
Have you got another place to go to?
No, not yet.
Lined up yet? No.
No.
We're in the exact same position. We've got till May. We're gone. Yeah.
I haven't actually been given notice yet, but I know the owners. So, they gave me their number when I moved in, and so usually I just go through them instead of the real estate, and then they're doing upgrades on the house. So I rang them and said, "Oh, am I moving out?" And they sort of said, "Yeah."
Surprise.
Real estate haven't given me official notice yet. So,
Well, I mean, that's good because they do have to give you 60 days. But I mean, that wouldn't be enough. Like for us, like anyone that's a reseller that works from home and has all their inventory at home, that's nowhere near enough time, is it?
No.
Well,
that's what we got. We got that at our last house. We were there for 3 months, and we got the boot pretty much straight after. As nearly as we moved in. Yeah, I think so.
Facial hair? Yeah.
Yep.
Where I live, it's so hard to get a house. If you look at Facebook, our local groups up here, there's so many people. I need a house in 3 weeks, or I'm going to be homeless. I can't get one. I've tried absolutely everything. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I have to have. So I can't just sort of grab any old house. I've got Nelson. I have to have an enclosed yard. I have to have an undercover area at the back. I can't get a unit because he needs space. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Well, move to Ballarat and you can come into this place after we leave.
Yeah. I thought about moving to Melbourne. I thought about moving closer to Melbourne, but I just can't do it.
No.
I don't like it.
What about you, Chris? Do you want to take Uncle Wayno in? He'll move over there for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
My house is pretty big, so I'll just throw you in a bedroom.
There you go. There you go. It's sort of. I was about to say, Uncle Wayno brings his DVD collection with him, so you mightn't want him for that.
Yeah.
K-Fan wants to know if Virginia, USA's version of Melbourne. Do you have 4 seasons in one day? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
That happens usually in March and October. Well, we can start out the day really cold. It can go 75, and then by nightfall be back to being really cold again and blowing snow. It's just we have those days, and like I said, March and usually October, sometimes even into April. But yeah, and that can mess up the yard. That can mess up our yard sale season sometimes.
So with the yard sales, are they primarily on the driveway or the drive, as you'd call it? Is it where they normally set up, or is it in their garage?
It can be anywhere really. Sometimes it's a hunt just to find where in the yard sale is.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, sometimes people just sprawl it out in front of their yard. Sometimes it's in a driveway. Sometimes it's in the garage. Sometimes it's around backyard. It literally is part of the hunt. Sometimes it's down in their basement.
Just sounds like a lot of serial killers having fun with these kind of things.
Yeah. Well, I probably need to move. I mean, moving would probably be a good thing for me because I've been in this house for nearly 35 years.
There you go, Wayno. Do you want a housemate?
I could probably do with moving so that I just to have a good clean out, really.
Yeah, well, I've got so my biggest problem is big stuff that I don't like to share. So every time I get a gaming deal, at least all the games, I don't take the console into account in my calculations anyway. So it's irrelevant to me. So I just put the console aside and I sell all the games. I got friggin' 30 consoles laying around, and I've got 10 Guitar Heroes, and I've got a full rock band in the shed, and yeah, it's a nightmare.
Blake?
Yes?
Blake, maybe we should put Roger in touch with Wayno.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, we know someone that's into doing the gaming consoles.
Yeah, well, Furlong's got first dibs, so he wants more.
Oh, he's not here. He's gone.
Yeah, no, but we can work that out. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He'll be back in 6 weeks. So.
Yeah.
I just have to sort it first because it's
all right. Well, you let me know, because so if you've got stuff left, let me know, and we'll put you in touch with Roger.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Well, we'll just change the name of the show again to Octo Sourcing Hours. So please stop by again for next week for Octo Sourcing segment.
Yeah, just us being helpful.
It's freezing Detroit. Our Lions always play on Thanksgiving, and tomorrow they may just win. Yeah, I think I was watching Tip of the Mitt Flips yesterday, and he was talking about the Lions. So
is that
no
football?
Is it gridiron, Chris? We can ask you. You're here.
Yeah, that's American football. Yeah, we have 3 games now on Thanksgiving. The Detroit always plays. The Dallas Cowboys always play, and then I'm a 49er fan, so they're playing late at night. So
49 San Francisco, is that right?
yeah, San Francisco.
Yeah,
exactly.
look at that. I know that sports way though. Look at me go.
Yeah.
Have you is it Chris, is it?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched real football?
Yeah, I've watched some of that too.
Don't listen to him.
I don't look like the type, but when I was younger, I played. I know it's an offensive word, but I'll say it: soccer.
No, soccer. We call it soccer.
I call it soccer.
I'm not talking about
Okay,
soccer.
good,
Yeah.
good. But
Because
I
I don't understand why. Like, I think is it gridiron where they throw the ball to each other, and that sort of thing.
Gridiron's like rugby.
It's
Yeah, I
over there.
don't understand why that's called football, because football, you got the ball and you kick it with your foot. That's why it's called football.
yeah,
Isn't that right,
This is-
Wayno?
This is the
think-
problem with the older generation, Chris, is that they can't move on.
no, I mean, leave it to Americans to have a game where you throw a ball around and call it football.
Yeah. At least our football is actually kicking it with the ball.
So your football's
with
not even
your
the
foot.
real football. Like, I'm talking about NRL here. Yeah, I know Uncle Wayno's talking about where you assumed that we were talking about soccer, Chris. We've actually got a couple of codes in Australia. We've got soccer, we've got Aussie rules, which is what Wayno was talking about, which is primarily feet, isn't it, Wayno? Just kicking around.
Yeah.
And rugby league and rugby union as well, which is all just variations. Rugby league is probably closer to gridiron. It's gridiron without the padding, so we don't wear padding.
we're tough. We don't need padding.
Well, it's kind of the opposite. Rugby league, they throw the ball backwards.
Yeah.
So this is why I just like basketball, because there's only one word for it. It's a lot more simple.
And at least it's true to the name. You put the ball in the basket.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, Nana D.
Good morning.
Chris, if you haven't
Morning,
seen
Mary.
Aussie rules, look it up on YouTube.
Yeah. Have a look at Aussie rules.
It'll blow you away.
Mm.
It'll
Yeah.
blow you away.
Yeah, but
No padding, nothing.
yeah, there's a lot of our sport. Well, none of our sports wear padding. I don't think. I think hockey's probably the closest, and I don't think they
Yeah.
even wear padding.
Only the goalie, really.
Yeah. So when we watch your sports over there, Chris, they're all wearing padding, and we just shake our head.
Yeah. What's a helmet? I'm always
what's right?
seeing, because I'm always seeing the pickers over on the videos and stuff picking up the football helmets. Well, no good for us because we don't have them.
Graham's got a question for you.
Hey, GG, with Discord chats, are you going to upload them afterwards on YouTube? I don't think so. I mean, the part of the reason why, like, people want, the original discussions I had with people over it was that they wanted a private group where we could actually discuss the book. So, look, it's something we can, a safe space. Yes. So, I mean, I guess that's something that we can talk about once we get it up and running, whether that's what people want. But yes, at this stage, I mean, you'll certainly be able to go in and watch the replays, I assume. I don't know. Is that right? Do they record them, Blake? I don't know, in the Discord.
I don't know. I don't know how
I have
that
to
works
find that
these
out.
days.
So, we'll work it out.
Grumpy Granny just wants to take your money without doing the work, by the sounds of it.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to make so much money off this group.
That's
At the very, very least, Granny will care for you.
Sweet potatoes are sword. So I think we've already determined that, but it depends on where you're at. I think that's probably the safer answer. Yes, it's great. I have to go to Virginia once. In the mountains part. Oh, okay. That's good. My goal for 24 is the stats to be in the green. Well, mine's slowly climbing into the green. It's probably because of all these Skylanders I've been listing. Don't do Skylanders. Oh, Wayno's gone. I'm just going to kick Wayno out until he comes back in. That's Chris's YouTube channel. So please, slither across and subscribe. Like, really interesting content. Kind of like us, inadvertently picks fights with people.
Yes.
Chris
likes to go against the norm, like it's not all peaches and cream and rainbows and unicorns.
Hmm.
Mm.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's a good thing though, going against the grain. I loved your video against about the Rockstar Flipper thing that went on.
We can't say that. We haven't enough legal fees to cover us yet, Blake. This is
allegedly.
This is why I was going to say. This is why Blake's on probation. So we
allegedly, in my opinion, I really liked your video about allegedly that.
Yeah.
Yes. But no, I did find interesting with the postcards.
I just presented the facts that I know. That's all I did.
Yeah.
I just presented the facts that I know. That's all I presented.
Yeah, and I'm quite curious. Did you get a lot of flack for that, like we did?
Well, for the most part, everybody agreed with me on a certain character, but there was some people that really, I mean, they would go to war for him. It's weird. It's weird how people, once I guess you build that following, people will go to war for you. So I mean, Disgruntled one day, people will go to war for you.
Well, that's right. Well, Granny and Blake, because Granny and Blake fall in that category because I'll trip them over and keep running.
Well, I've got a follower on my channel that keeps going to war with me already, and it's really weird. Like he's picked this one single one of my videos, a nugget, and keeps on wanting me to give him the answer. And I keep telling him, go and watch some of my other videos where I've already said what you want to know. And he won't do it. He keeps saying, no, you're not going to give me the answer. You can't give me the answer. You can't prove what you're saying. And it's all like about whether the end and sell similar works. And I've already said it everywhere else. Go and watch it. I'm not going to repeat myself, to you just because you want me to. And if you can't be bothered going and watching my other videos, well, too bad.
Long story short, if you don't want to watch the videos, like mine and Granny's included, it's a case-by-case basis, right? Like really depending on what you sell is what the results you'll get. So
yeah.
And just like we said before, just be very careful because you can delete listings like someone that's 8 foot and handsome. But like I said, like you said, they go for war for them. But like I suppose, especially with our video, and I think you'll be the same, Chris, is that we didn't, we're trying to report the facts, right? Like we're not picking fights or tearing strips off anyone in particular. It's just a case of saying, hey, look, this is the evidences that we've found, and going off from that. So a lot of people became very animated, I suppose.
Yes.
Well, and they said that I was just trying to do what I could just to get clicks and that type of stuff. Well, I have 117 videos now, and so if you think I was trying to do something for clicks, I mean, honestly, the first video was completely accident. It's just literally what happened, and then I just thought, well, this would be what I go with on my topic today. And that's all it was. There was no like, boy, I'm gonna stick it to him. That was never my intent, and it's not.
When I people are always gonna have something to say.
I plug channels every video. I plug a channel, so it's not like, oh, I'm just after a bunch of people. That's not. But
we're the same. Like we used to plug a lot of channels and a lot of services. But no, it's the same. Like people just make assumptions without actually making the video. Because when we did the follow-on up to our daily refinement video, we had Instagram stories dedicated to us, like trying to discredit us and all these different things about things we actually raised in the video, because we were saying, hey, look, this is what we personally experienced. Not, we actually told people to lay off daily refinement because he is a human. He's got mental health issues and all those different things, and right, wrong, whatever he's done in between, they'll come out in the wash later on, and obviously people can judge from that. But we did get a lot of hate followers, I suppose, but it's just nature of the beast.
Yeah, and I think the biggest frustration for us was that they were actually attacking us about stuff, and they obviously hadn't watched the video. Like they were just looking at the headline and making assumptions about the content and saying all this stuff. And that's what we kept saying: just watch the video, because if you watched it, you wouldn't be saying what you're saying. Like it's just ludicrous.
Yeah, but we haven't caught much flack regarding the sell similar thing, so I think we'll just.
So can I share my screen, Octo?
Yes. I don't know how you do that, but yes, you can.
Okay, cool. Okay, just so everyone can see, here we go. Here's the proof. Yay. So these are my traffic to my store since I've been doing it. So you can see before I was doing it, and then the impressions don't really count all that much, but it still looks pretty impressive, doesn't it?
I'll press pause on you there for Granny for a sec. What's the time period? I can't see it. These eyes are painted on.
So I put part of what before I did it. So 24th of September through till today.
Okay, cool. Then we can't have people chasing us for two days worth of data.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have to say when I started it because it's quite obvious that I started it right here, which was the 28th. But these last ones are even better, and I'll just go up here a bit. So this is these last few. I'm getting even better results since I've started the nuclear reset. So the page views are probably the most important thing because people are actually looking at your stuff. So my page views are up 3.4%, but my external page views are up 540%. Which is pretty dang impressive.
Yeah. And I've been chatting to someone Granny. I've been chatting to someone in the comments of the video that we did. Yes, Q4 may play a part into this, and Granny and I will probably continue for the foreseeable future just to see how the data reflects. But I'll let Granny go in a sec. But I'm finding the same results, and I don't think Q4 just turned on like that little area there.
No, exactly. Yeah. And so the
Basically
other interesting
things.
thing I found is my organic impressions are up 92%. They're doing really, really well. And I'm getting more organic sales than I am promoted sales. And my top 20 search slot impressions are up 131%. So, I mean, that's got to be good that my things are turning up. I'll stop sharing now. That my stuff is turning up when people are searching for that stuff. So it's good.
So if you haven't already watched our videos, watch the one that we released on the Tuesday, last Tuesday, this Tuesday, and Grumpy Granny's done a little bit of videos about them as well. Blake, I think I'm not going to cut you out of the equation, mate, but did you do one? Like, I know you did I've seen a lot of your videos lately, and subscribe to Blake's channel. He needs all the help he can get to grow facial hair because every sub is another strand of facial hair on his face.
That's all right. Well, I've got something to say about that later too.
Did you? I'm already bald, mate. You can't fix me. But the fact of the matter, and Chris is where that hat. I said him. There you go. I just realised that. Then, Chris,
yes,
very handsome man you are. But did you do a video regarding the sell similar stuff, Blake? I don't want to.
I haven't yet. I haven't yet, and I will eventually. I just don't know when. I just want to do it for a bit longer to be able to see, sort of just have the data there to sort of be able to compare. Like I've got the data there, like it's all looking great. Like yesterday was just in terms of impressions was my best ever day of organic impressions. But I'm probably gonna trial it soon. Actually turning off promoted listings altogether since my pretty much about 95% of my sales these days are all non-promoted. So I want to trial it, but I'm still fine with paying the 8% or whatever for extra visibility. But
and that's the thing. Like I am the nard because I watched a couple of things, Hey Fray Sells and Stoic Reseller, I think it is, this morning about turning off promotions. But my thing is that I'm quite happy to sort of leave them at the level that they're at because I'm actually not paying promotions a lot of the time because I'm getting the sales that are coming through are organic. So I kind of figure it doesn't kind of, they say turn promotions off, but like if I'm not paying them, it doesn't matter. If they're
exactly. And I'm in the exact same boat. And like I'm only going to do it if I do decide to eventually do a video on it, because that way I can present every different scenario that I've done to be able to compare and see what's better, what people should or shouldn't maybe do. So that's just purely for my own, if I decide to do a video on it. But if I don't, and even if I do, I'll straight go back to promotions because like you say, like most of the sales aren't promoted, so it doesn't really matter if it's there because those extra 5 or 10% that I am getting promoted is still a sale. So I'm fine paying it. I'm fine paying it. I just want to, if I do decide to do a video on it, I want to be able to compare all the scenarios. Just to be able to be as honest as possible, really.
What's that?
Your store will tank if you take promoted off.
It does to start with.
Yeah, for sure. So
mine flat turn mine off.
Yeah, I was watching Motorcycle Nerd. He's another Josh that's floating out there because 600 of them bloody on YouTube at the moment. But he actually turned off promoted listings. He went from I think 10% to 0%. I can't remember the exact figure, and he's not in here to ask. But his store tanked for 3 days. Like you'd actually seen the graph just flatline for both, the
Yeah.
organic and promoted. And you kind of think to yourself, well, why is promoted that much of a, it's a punishment? It's exactly what it is. And be quite curious
I've
to
noticed
see.
the same. I've noticed the same before when I've gone from, because I did it. I was doing testing around with that stuff as well with the promoted, and I went from, I think, 10 down to 8, and that tanked everything for a while. And then I went back up to 10, and then a while later I was like, I'll try going lower again. So I went from 10 to 5, and that was even worse. So, but I'm constantly sitting on 5 at the moment. And with the reset and everything, it hasn't made a difference.
For the 2 weeks that while I had my back surgery, I turned them off, and I'm glad I did that because that flatlined it. But then when I did go back up a little bit, like because my books I've only got on 4.something%, because I don't need to be any higher, and it enabled me to then put them at a lot lower rate than I previously was, without it tanking again.
Promoted is the biggest scam going around.
That's right.
The biggest scam than fucking John's Discord.
Yeah.
No, I agree. The best results I've had is actually with that lower percentage of around that 5%. Because I found when I was promoting at 12, and for 1 week there, I even went up to 15 just to see what it'd do. My impressions, they went right up, but sales and stuff weren't converting. So I sort of figured that they were putting my listing where people weren't wanting to see the listing. Like they were looking for a Ralph Lauren shirt, but my Rod and Gun shirt's coming up instead. The lower the percentage, it seems more targeted. Yeah. In my opinion, anyway.
I think it's the biggest joke going around. I have all my listings promoted at the absolute lowest, 2%.
Yeah.
The only reason I do that is because when someone looks at one of my items, they see my other items instead of other people's.
Yes.
Like in the thing below. Like I don't know. I cringe when you say 10% because you're already paying them 13 or whatever. So and then you're paying 10 on top of that. You get just cut into your margin. Way too much.
I was about to say, mate, you're gonna have a heart attack when I tell you what my percentage is. So, what about you, Chris? What's your stance on the promoted listings? Yay or no?
I do a mixture actually. If I have something like Blake was talking about there, like a Polo Ralph Lauren shirt, I'll put promotions on it. But if I have an odd item, a strange item where either the person's looking for that item or either they're not, and putting promoted on it's not going to change one thing or the other. But like Blake said, your Polo Ralph Lauren, I guarantee if you just hit the search results, you're probably looking at 100,000, especially US Polo Ralph Lauren shirts, especially like extra large. Well, the only way you're going to get yours to stick out is stick 4 or 5% minimum promoted listings. And I don't like it no more than anybody else. And you've got to figure that out when you pick up the item. Is this something that I'm willing to put extra on just to get it out the door? And that's up to you. I can't tell you what to do on that.
Yeah, and that's the same with the jeans for me. I have to promote them at a little bit higher level than I do my books because it's such a saturated market.
So Wendy's comment at the bottom. So this is the way I think about it. All right, if there's 100,000 Ralph Lauren polos, if 50,000 people are promoting at 10%, who goes up to the top? I don't get it. It's a big going around.
I've said that in the past as well. It's like just one of those things that you're going to end up level with someone at some point anyway. So at the end of the day, it still comes down to making a good listing. Whatever you do.
If you're selling stuff, you don't need to promote.
Yeah. And that seems to be a bit of the beauty with the reset too, because from the video I watched this morning, the guy was showing how things were turning up in search and stuff. And it seems that, you're getting that bump because it's coming up as a new listing. So that's good. And that's equivalent to having promotions turned on. So you're pushed right up. And the people that have got promotions are actually going halfway down the page because there are people that are got new items and they're coming up first.
Yeah, so I think this sell similar thing will eventually come to the point where the new listing bump will be, will fall under the promoted listings. I think what it is. But I didn't want to say until our next episode, but for the last 2 weeks, just for data collecting purposes, and obviously wanting to give myself a closer haircut than I already do, I'm actually promoting at 12.3% at the moment. So I look at 25%, fee taking off everything I need to look at when I do listings and all those different things. That's a dynamic listing, so that's not obviously a flat fee of 23%. And I think my promoted listing fees float around, coincidentally enough, 8.8%. Like when you take the law of averages out. But I'm actually going to turn that off next week because I'm trying to get the data for people that are actually, talking about this, nuclear reset and all the resets and all these different things. So next week I'm going to turn it off to, either 0 or to 2% and see how the traffic compares to that. Because I'm quite curious to see, if we're almost promoting it the maximum level that you'd probably want to, all the way down to either not promoting it or 2% just to see how that reflects. And I'll do 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm not I'm not interested in doing more longer term at 12.3% because like I said, it's quite a significant cut. But at least I can get that little snapshot of data just to let people know, how it does affect their stores. So
and the difference I'm finding, the difference overall for me. So in September, over the month, my average percentage of eBay fees that I paid was 17%. Right, so that's ad fees and transaction fees. But for November so far, it's down to 12%, and that's purely because I'm getting more organic sales than I am promoted sales. So I'm not paying as many fees.
Yeah, that's right. So mine's a standard as well, right? So basically, I'm pretty sure if I left everything to 12.3% and didn't reset it every day, all my sales will track that 12.3%. But because I'm doing the reset every day, I'm getting probably 70 to 80% of organic sales, and just like Blake was saying, just capped up with the promoted sales on top of that. So that's bringing the rate down.
Yeah.
Go down to the bottom comment, Dave.
I'm 2 accounts selling media. One gets promoted 3 to 4. The other no promotion competitively. Yeah.
So that's what I do. I list good stuff that has good sell through, and I list it at the bottom price.
That's exactly what I was going to do with the 0 promotion. Was like, if I wasn't promoting, I'll promote very little. Is pass that discount on to the buyers. But I always price at the bottom of the market anyway, or what the market price is.
It is different. It's completely different for me than you anyway, because I'm selling media and you're selling clothes. Clothes are a lot.
Oh, no doubt, yeah.
So it's completely different, and I don't have, like, I do sell clothes, but not on a bigger scale. So I can't really talk about it in that respect. But I'm coming from my point of view.
Yeah, and that's right. And I think that, especially a lot of the comments that we're getting in the and not just us, but a lot of people, all those different things, is that unless, Dave was just saying then, is that unless you're comparing like for like, it's just completely irrelevant. Because clothing, and I think media, well, obviously Dave says otherwise and Wayno says otherwise. I thought that media would have been very saturated to the point where you had to have like a high promotion rate. But that's the next thing I will be doing if I do turn off promotions and turn off the or either go 2%. I'll probably undercut the market just to see how it sells from that perspective.
I think when
is highly saturated if you're trying to sell movies like Titanic,
that's right.
We're not doing that. So
no, that's right. But you wanted that 147 copies of Twilight, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
And that's what I was just going to say. And it's the same with the books, because if I was selling the books that the bigger booksellers sell, like those frequently sold books, the same thing, saturated market, I'd have to have my promotions up with there to keep up with them. But I'm not selling those sort of books. And it's the same with your DVDs and stuff. When you're selling something that's that little bit different and rarer, you don't need to.
And like I said, when Granny reached out yesterday for my sales conversion, I try and source things that have no listings or even no sales. Like I said numerous times, if you're first to market, you can pretty much dominate that market. We'll find things so obscure that has a following that no one's caught on to. That's you can always take it to the bank. That's the way that you'll need to be looking towards on eBay in the future, because if you just do the stock standard, walk into a thrift store or walk into an op shop, pick up a pair of jeans and chuck it on, your eBay time is going to be very limited, I dare say.
Yep.
So that's my opinion. Flame me in the comments.
Delaney has got some eBay goals. We're having a bit of accountability today, Octo. What's
know.
going on? Develop and maintain a draft bank and increase your average sale price through higher grade stock and bundling. Yep, great idea. And that's the thing. You have to look at that. And someone mentioned yesterday about CDs and in my live, and like, that's the thing. If you've got lower value items, to my mind, like rather than, and I do it with my books, rather than list that as a single item, most of the time I'll bundle it because then I finish up with a higher ASP, and it's better value for the customer too, I think. Yeah.
No, it's good. Moving stuff is not fun. There we go. Move 3,000 books to a unit.
Wow.
Yeah, don't do that. You've got a fair. What did you say in your story yesterday, Wayno? You got about 1,000 DVDs in your collection?
In my collection, yeah.
Yeah.
So way more in the resale.
Well, what I'm saying is that that's just your personal collection that you'll be moving over anyway. So the rest of you. Love the prices. Like, is this true, Chris? Yeah, or is this put on for YouTube? Like, a lot of your stuff's at 25 cents and stuff like this.
Well, we have absolutely in my area, we have absolutely great prices on yard sales for the most part. I'm not saying a quarter for everything, but that's how you make your money. I mean, honestly, I got some Nintendo Switch games this year at $1 a piece at a yard sale, and I sold those between $30 and $40 a piece. So yeah.
Pretty sure you wouldn't get those prices at an Australian garage sale, would you?
No, I'm sure you would not. But yeah, our what it is sometimes with us, I don't know how y'all work. There's people that'll decide I'm getting rid of this. And when they're at that point, man, it's like it's like the house is on fire. And they just when they're in that attitude, and it also works. Okay, say a husband's got his wife's stuff out, or a wife has her husband's stuff out. They'll give you a great deal on that stuff, because it's not their stuff. So, they don't want to see his stuff around anymore.
Is that like all the vinyl records that one of my old school friends, Charlene, gave me, and they were her exes, and she'd been hounding him for like years to come and pick it up, and he hadn't come and picked it up, and so she gave them all to me, and I said, I have to give you some money for them because there were some really good ones in there, and she said no, because she feels okay giving them away to me, but she would feel guilty if she had taken money for them. So so I'll go and take her out for lunch every now and again.
And I'm pretty sure I told Wayno this in the group chat almost a year ago now. The first and only garage sale that the Octopus has been to was actually I got a haircut. She gave me a haircut. So that was I was actually I stumbled across she had like a Nintendo 3DS bundle which was quite cheap on Facebook Marketplace. So whatever there to pick up that and inadvertently walked into a garage sale or a yard sale and got a haircut. So that was the most random thing, and I've never been back. Definitely low prices. Doing it wrong.
Doing it wrong.
In Southeast Virginia. Oh, you got your Virginia pals out, Chris.
Yes.
You're trying to represent you, mate. Definitely won 4 seasons one day. Anthony, good morning, and sorry I'm late. You've probably been here for 45 minutes by this stage, mate.
I'll go so behind in the chat.
Oh, it's because you keep talking about stuff, Granny. We might need to introduce Chris to AFL. There you go, Chris. You'll have to get Granny will reach out with some YouTube links for you, mate. So you can be.
That was about 45 minutes ago.
They kick the ball first. That's the first thing. Oh, actually, I like baseball. I like baseball, and I watch Gridiron.
They kick it once in the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, having said that, I'd probably prefer to watch baseball over the Australian sport.
Baseball is the worst sport in the world.
I like baseball. Baseball's good fun.
I'm good at baseball. I can hold 8 bats, Wayno. At least I've got a chance to hit the ball.
Like a baseball game is like 4 hours or however long it is. Do you know how much time of gameplay there is? It's like 12 minutes.
So it's like a Kiss concert. Good morning from our favourite cannibal. How are you? Bit of poker tuber, gobble, gobble, gobble. Yes. Happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow. I'm about to say it's us for us today, but we don't have Thanksgiving. Rugby League is doing 2 Las Vegas games in the new year. I think it's March, maybe on the TV. Okay, they're trying to get out there. The university in my town in where, Leah?
Arkansas.
It's a very good rugby program. Most people don't even know about it. Most players are from England and Australia. Well, there you go.
Mm.
But I think that league's probably trying to get it. Well, that's what we call rugby league. So league's over there trying to get the money because a lot of stupid money over in America. Is that me wanting to correct math results? I don't know. Probably. There was a
I'm in the league.
I think that the league or correcting Granny, neither will work, mate.
AFL have tried every bloody country and it just doesn't work.
No, it's really hard to transplant, especially with like there's so many
So
sports
I've
in
put a
America.
link in the chat, and that is the greatest highlights of AFL for all time, apparently.
League it might, I don't know. Some people might say it might work because it's similar to Union. Union's a bit more well known worldwide, but I just don't feel like it'll work.
No, it's like I said, it's really hard to transplant. I think personally, it would have been better off if they went to a university or a campus to try and transplant it that way. Just do a bit of grassroots.
Yeah.
I think that probably would have been the easiest way. But that would have taken a long, long, long time. I decided at 1 a.m. this morning to do a table and put up 7 days and split the time every day, so the store reset can happen roughly 3.3 hours different to the day before and work out exactly. Oh, okay. Well, let us know how that goes because I'm doing mine at 12 o'clock every day. So hurry it up and get you all off so I can do my store reset.
Yeah, I'm probably doing mine a little bit earlier. Sort of, I'm going to say between 10 and 11 around about there, I'd say.
When to do it, and if the 4 p.m. works best for Blake, and said the other week. Yeah, like I said, it really depends. It depends on what your market is, because like Blake selling boring women's clothes, that they may
sell women's clothes.
I know, but what I'm saying is that like generally nighttime, like Blake was saying, at 4 p.m. by 5, the listings are probably live and everything's worked out the kinks in the background. But like I said, I do it at 12 o'clock, and I've got decent results from that. So you probably, as long as it's not too early, I wouldn't do it at 1 a.m. Unless your market's towards the Americans or the UK people. So
I got to run. Blake's
as long as you've got to run and you haven't got the
runs. Yeah.
All right, Wayno, thanks for coming on.
I really need to go lie on the couch. So.
Thanks for having me. No worries,
Have fun, Wayno.
Thanks for coming in.
I love you, Blake.
Love you too, Wayno.
Hello, Wayno. He's gone. Now we can get rid of him. So what's the next one? Doing it wrong. The cool thing Australian has over here is eBay is the number of listing insertions that you can have for very little cost.
Yes.
The end-to-end similar process doesn't hurt your listings real estate. That's right. Like I said, in a couple of lives that I was in this week, was that we've got 250,000. Well, I do at my disposal. Blake's the same. I don't know about Leanne. What about you, Chris? What's your monthly limit? What do you currently have?
I have a store, so mine's like 10 grand, and I only have 12 or 1300 listings, so it's not really I can do what y'all do and not, get a bunch of insertion type fees. So.
Yeah, because I'd have to do mine 250 times over a month to do any damage.
So my monthly limit is 8,000, and I've done 2,512. And most of that's because I've done all those resets. So I mean, the chances of getting over that monthly limit. And I can request this more because I've got 250,000 listing things,
I was looking at that monthly limit, and the reset doesn't actually affect those items. So it hasn't gone up at all.
Okay.
Since doing that, it's just ones that I've freshly listed into my store, but it does chew into the basic store subscription 250,000.
Yeah.
So I've used of that this month 9,013 of them, but my monthly limits, according to that, I've only listed 1,067. So it's not affecting those numbers there, which is what I thought it would at the start. That's why I got onto customer service and got them to increase me, but I didn't actually need to.
Yeah.
Now I can see what you're saying because I've done 22,288.
Yeah.
But it's only 2,512 on the other bit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it won't affect that, which is good.
Yeah. That's the financial data they probably don't want to skew. Life of a reseller, from what I saw over the last few days, it doesn't matter, making a huge difference. There was one day that was really hard compared to the others, almost twice as many views.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how far into the amount of resets that was too, actually, because every single day that I do it, the views and stuff go up every day, even though it's just the same thing every day. One night I did 6 p.m., one night I did 2 p.m. just because I keep forgetting. But it's been steadily increasing every day.
Yeah, and I agree with what K-Farn's saying, is the sense that, if you've got better stuff in your store at a good price, you don't need to be promoted.
100%.
Yeah, like I said, that's my normal stock standard, man. And I think I said on the podcast on Tuesday is that my pricing method is to price it to sell that day. Like, if as long as I'm making a profit, I don't necessarily want it sitting around for 6 or 12 months just to make that extra $3 or $4 out of that item. I am pricing it higher now for transparency purposes, just to see if the promoted listings do affect that. So obviously, if it's sitting at the top for $25, for example, and the market's sitting at 15. Does the promoter helping with that? Does a couple of times, surprisingly, that people just, like yesterday I sold a PSP for $60 over market. So that it could possibly have been that unicorn buyer that just sees the top thing on the page and then just picks it from there. So
probably depends on the niche as well, because I've done the same thing before, and it doesn't. The promotion doesn't make up for it. It just brings the listing to the buyer's attention, but if the price is too high, they're probably not going to.
That's right.
And a lot of buyers filter from lowest to highest anyway. So if you price competitively at or slightly below market, your listing's going to come up.
And honestly, I think a lot of times too, it comes down to what you're selling and what the buyer's expectations are of the condition. And that's something that's really underrated, because if you're, if there's 5 PSPs all that look similar, but they go in close on the photos and actually have a look and see that yours looks a lot nicer, then if it was me, I'd go for that one because it looks a lot better, even though it's
that's exactly right. And that's where it comes down to variable listings, right? Because this PSP was pristine. That, like what Chris was saying earlier with the 25% garage, the quarter garage sales, and all, all those different things like this. This guy had it listed at $250, and I offered him $100, just thinking, because really, I've been trying to get out of video games, and I thought to myself, well, if it was $100, I'll be happy to pay that. If not, no skin off my tentacles, kind of thing. He goes, I'll be happy for you to take $100, and it's probably about $400, $500, $600 worth of stuff. Bundle, because there's a whole bunch of games and all these different things. The console selling has pretty much freed up everything else to be pure profit. So I'm quite happy in that respect. But like I said, but it was because he actually listed it on Facebook Marketplace as fair. And when I went and picked it up, it was all but brand new. So
really? Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
I'm going to be granted the eBay queen, but I could change it to the bundle queen.
Oh, no.
My earballs.
I was at sales. I wonder what was going on. I thought I had the screen open. This is why you don't invite old people onto your stream. I was
answering John's question.
I was just saying another thing on the yard sale thing. Also, like I got a 10-karat gold ring with a topaz gem in it for $5 at a yard sale. I mean, that just, and it was clearly marked 10 karat. I mean, it wasn't. I'm no jewelry expert, and I noticed it, and that's the thing about yard sales with us in the U.S. I mean, now there's some areas that good and bad, but man, that's the time of year you make your money.
Well, I mean, because Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker, he always says he sources enough during that season to last him for the whole year generally, doesn't he?
Yeah, because our garage sale season starts, for us in Canberra, starts in September and normally goes till about April, maybe around April, because we've got very similar. We've got deathly cold here. Like, you won't see any garage sales after that. So,
Octo, you better catch up on the chat, because look at the time.
I know, I've got to kick people out. Jeez.
Yeah.
My boring reseller. Hello, James. Good to finally see you. Running through to say hello. Hello. Apologies if we're 45 minutes late. Hey. Cannibal has to say, this year I've put in my store in a holiday mood twice, when I was away for 2 weeks, and ended all my listings twice when I been away for at least a month. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're not advocating for you to sell similar or end your listings, all these different things. We're just reporting on what we've found personally. So don't come after with pitchforks and torches and all these different things. That's what Hayfro sells, and primo chemo. You can chase them. We're just basically reporting on like what we're actually finding. So
Broadcasters.
When I took it off holiday mode, my sales were non-existent. When relisting, all my items sales were hot. I don't promote at all. Oh, that's good. That's very good.
I'll have to try that. Well, hopefully there's a chance for me yet next week when I bankrupt myself. Oh, we finally caught up, Granny. Okay, fun's the last one. My best mate is a unicorn buyer. He just buys the first thing he sees. It could be $80 postage slap, and he wouldn't even think twice. That's why I kind of get this gentleman that yesterday that bought that. I think that's what he may have fallen into. So.
Send him over to my store. That'd be great.
Yeah, actually, when I was actually looking for items, a particular type of item the other day, to see what was there, and I came across one that was going up for auction, and the starting price didn't look too bad, and I thought, oh well, that might be okay. And then I looked down, and it's something that, look, at a pinch you could probably fit it in a medium, but yeah, you'd probably want to pack it in a large just to pack around stuff around it and stuff to be nice, which would generally be about $20 under that to post. And she had the postage at $53. And so I sent her a message because I was actually keen on the actual item, and I sent her a message and asked something about the post, and she said, oh, that's how Australia Post calculates it. So I then sent her a message back and said, oh, well, can you give me the measurement? Because she had no measurements or anything. Can you tell me what the measurements and the weight of the doll are? Because I need to know, because I'm sending it on further for someone else. And she just hasn't ever messaged me back. So
Yeah, she knows.
She's probably blocked you like I would if I got all those messages.
That's exactly right.
Probably.
She's that grumpy granny off YouTube. Let's get rid of her.
Yeah.
So before we wrap it up, Chris, did you have anything you want to add, or say hello to your mum, or wave to all your fans?
Hi, Chris's mum.
This would be very many fans. No, I just appreciate y'all letting me come on. I don't get to come on very often because I'm at work. I work in a factory and it's extremely noisy. So, and I only catch, like when I'm listening to y'all during the week, I only sometimes catch part of stuff. So I apologize. And sometimes I know my comments maybe don't make a lot of sense, but it's just what I'm catching through the loud factory, and I have headphones on. So, but I really
busy man.
I was going to say, Chris, you're watching a man dressed up as an octopus and an old lady, so I don't think your comments making sense is the least of the issues.
So make sure you go over to Hilo's World and subscribe. Go back to Kafan's comment, because that's what's going on here. This is turning into an accountability live. People are actually being productive while we're. I
know, it's almost sickening, isn't it, Granny? We'll have to start whipping people. I think. Start telling people what to do.
Thank you, Blake, for putting the link in again.
It's okay.
There we go. So he's trying to be helpful before his eventual firing next week. Yes, but definitely go check over Chris's.
Go and give him a sub while you're there.
Even Wayno likes you over Blake, Chris.
Yeah,
well, that's saying something.
Like I said,
he doesn't like me, so
he doesn't like many people. So,
just because I'm young, everyone's
right. It's wasted youth. That's what we complain about.
Exactly.
But thank you for everyone that popped in, and we hope that our American friends, and I'm not too sure if Canada does, but I'll lump them into the same one. Happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow.
Oh, isn't that how that goes?
And I don't have any affiliation with this lady, so if she's offended,
I might have to learn the Star Spangled Banner or something, perhaps.
Oh God, I'll make sure I put you in timeout for that one.
But, banned from America for life.
Yeah, that's right. Look, you won't be visiting Chris or Roman anytime soon. But we hope you have a very good day tomorrow. A very chaotic Black Friday. That's my favorite day.
And we are thankful
everyone trample each other.
Because it's Thanksgiving. We are thankful that you joined us. How about that?
I was going to say someone has to be thankful for Granny. So if you're American, say thankful for Granny, because no one else is. But I think we should say goodbye, Granny. Any parting words, Chris? Sorry, not Chris. Blake, to cement your spot on the podcast next week. Try and charm the old ladies.
Thank you for not publicly firing me like I thought was going to happen. Yes. Yeah, I appreciate it. Once again, thanks for putting up with me, having me on. I'd be here regardless if you wanted me to be or not. So
I know it's quite hard to get rid of, Chris.
I'll weasel my way in every single week. So no, it's good. Haven't been
Very
cancelled
cool.
yet, so I'm happy.
No, that's good. Well, yeah, there's always next week. So stay tuned for next week's episode to see if Blake is a continuing member. Otherwise, you'll be quite surprised with my decision.
And if anyone's
He's
around
not staying
tomorrow, and just keep an eye out on YouTube lives because, like, there could be a treat, couldn't there, Blake?
Yes,
Maybe.
we'll get kicked out of all the op shops because Grumpy's going to be running around like, hey, look at this. All right.
We might do a live
great.
stream while we're up shopping. Maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Well, glad, Larry. But yeah, no, but thank you. Thanks very much for Chris for coming on. And like I said before, check out Helo's World, check out Grumpy Granny's channel, and check out Life of a Reseller as well. Make sure you click like and subscribe if you're not already done so for me, because I'm trying to beat Granny. And if I beat Granny, Blake gets a $250 donation for his Movember stuff. And he has, before he goes, he does have a thing about his facial hair, apparently.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So I've been putting in lots of thought to it, and there's something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm going to actually do it.
Bikini wax?
Yes, exactly. This next year for the Men's Health Movember campaign for the next year. So what I'm going to do, it doesn't really involve everyone else, but I'm going to grow it out for the entire year until next November. I've always wanted to grow out my beard for a whole year. So I thought it'd be a good time, since I'm not working at a factory or a bakery anymore, to be actually able to do it. And if I'm able to do it, if I am, then when it comes to November next year, I'll make a big lump sum donation to the cause. So basically just to punish myself for doing it. But
and then you can have a big thingo while you shave it off again.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll probably do it all over again. Maybe not the whole year, but it's something I've always wanted to do. So I think that it's a good cause to be able to.
Well, you'll have to watch it, how it progresses over the course of the year on Blake's channel.
Yeah.
You mightn't be on this podcast. So
no, well, that's right. Yeah, I'll probably get booted off. But no, I've had a beard before, but only about 4 to 5 months growth. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, I'm a baby-faced octopus. I can't grow any facial hair, so yes. But thank you very much, Chris, for coming on. Bye, Wendy. But thank you very much for coming on, Chris. We'll say goodbye to everyone, and we'll see you again next week, either Tuesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes, bye. It makes you feel like a mess. All right. Before we get into any more arguments, all right. Bye.
See ya.